Every day you wake up, you're given two options, rise or rot. That's it. There's no in between. Every breath is a decision, and every second is either putting you closer to your vision or deeper into your excuses. The world doesn't care about what you meant to do. It doesn't care about your feelings, your setbacks, or how tired you are. The world respects only one thing: results. You either get them or you don't. And if you don't, then someone else will, because someone out there is hungrier than you, more obsessed than you, more disciplined than you. And they're not wasting a second hesitating. People keep talking about balance. You don't need balance. You need domination. You need to become so locked in that the noise of the world can't even reach you. Everyone's worried about offending people, about fitting in, about not being judged. And that's why they lose, because while they're worried about opinions, you're building your empire. While they're trying to be liked, you're trying to be remembered. They want comfort. You want conquest. That's the difference. That's why they stay broke, weak, distracted. And that's why you rise. This world rewards those who attack. You think the top 1% got there by playing it safe, by waiting for the right time. They took the shot when they were scared. They moved before they were ready. They didn't just believe in themselves. They bet their entire life on it. That's what it takes. Not just wanting more, but doing whatever it takes to get more. If you're not obsessed with progress, if you're not disgusted by stagnation, then you've already lost. You can't just want to win. You have to hate losing more than you love comfort. The truth is most people are already dead. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They gave up the second life punched them in the mouth. They folded when it got hard, and now they exist in a haze of mediocrity, pretending like they're okay with it. But deep down, they know they quit. They know they backed down from who they were supposed to become, and they'll carry that regret to their grave. Is that how you want to live? Numb, average, watching your potential rot while you lie to yourself about how someday you'll change? There is no someday, there is only now, and right now is demanding that you level up, that you cut the excuses, kill the distractions, and harden your spirit. This world is a war zone, and if you're not a weapon, you're a target. The soft get swallowed, the lazy get forgotten, the weak get crushed. You've got to be relentless. You've got to wake up and attack like your life depends on it, because it does. Everything you want is on the other side of effort you're avoiding. And until you put your head down and grind, all the dreams, all the goals, all the talk means nothing. Your emotions are not your compass, your vision is. You don't move because you feel like it. You move because it's necessary. Success doesn't care how you feel. Your goals don't ask if you're tired. Your legacy doesn't pause because you're in your feelings. You've got to learn to move with pain in your chest, fatigue in your bones, and doubt screaming in your head, and still show up. Still deliver, still execute. That's where power is born, not in motivation, but in movement. You don't wait for the fire. You become the fire. You know what separates the great from the forgotten. It's not talent. It's not connections. It's urgency. The ones who rise treat every second like it could be their last. They don't have time for nonsense. They don't waste energy on what doesn't matter. They cut the distractions. They kill the comfort. They focus like assassins, obsessed with the mission. Every meal they eat, every conversation they have, every move they make, it's aligned with their goal. That's how you win. Not by luck, not by hoping, but by making every part of your life sharpen you into a weapon. And here's the thing, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you discipline. No one's going to knock on your door with the life you want. If you want it, you take it. You fight for it. You sacrifice for it. You bleed for it. You either rise or you rot. You either push forward or fall behind. You either suffer now or suffer forever. Those are the rules, and life doesn't care whether you think that's fair or not. Life just is, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start winning. The man who wins is not the one who has the least pain. He's the one who chooses pain. He's the one who understands that discomfort is the down payment for success. He doesn't avoid struggle, he hunts it. He doesn't whine when it gets tough. He smiles, because he knows every drop of sweat, every moment of suffering, every second of isolation is shaping him into something unstoppable. Something that weak men can't even comprehend. Pain becomes the compass. If it hurts, go toward it. That's where growth lives. That's where greatness is born. You think being aggressive is wrong, being intense is wrong. That's what weak society wants you to believe. They want you tamed, soft, quiet, predictable, because the moment you wake up and realize your power, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. That's when the system starts to fear you. Because a man who takes ownership of his life cannot be controlled. And if that man is you, then you've already started to separate from the pack. You're not meant to be average. You weren't built to blend in. You were forged for war, so act like it. Start talking to yourself differently. Stop saying, I hope, and start saying, I will. Stop saying, I'm trying, and start saying, I'm doing. Speak like a winner. Move like a warrior. Think like a killer. This world doesn't listen to the timid. It obeys the committed. You've got to live like you're on fire. Like every step you take is burning the old you behind. That's how transformation happens, not in theory, not in dreams, but in blood, in action, in brutal self-discipline. You don't rise by accident. You rise by force. The clock is ticking, and every second that passes is one you'll never get back. You don't have time to be distracted. You don't have time to be tired. You don't have time to complain. The man you're supposed to be is waiting, and he's getting further away every time you procrastinate. You've got to chase him like your soul depends on it, because it does, and if you don't, then that version of you dies. He fades into the dark with all your potential, and you're left with regret, the most poisonous feeling on earth. But if you do rise, if you do go all in, then you change everything. You stop living on the defense and start playing offense. You stop reacting to life and start controlling it. You stop watching others win and start becoming the one people watch. That's what you're capable of. That's what's inside you. But you'll never find out until you stop thinking and start doing. Until you stop asking for permission and start taking territory. Every single day is war. And if you're not fighting, you're losing. Simple as that. The man who wins is not the smartest. He's not the most talented. He's the one who refuses to quit, who shows up day after day, no matter what. Who builds when it's hard, who grinds when it's dark, who keeps moving when others freeze. That's the man who becomes a legend. That's the man whose name echoes through time, because he didn't just talk about greatness. He lived it. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're not stuck. You're just soft, and softness can be beaten out through reps, through discipline, through fire. You've got to make yourself uncomfortable on purpose. You've got to seek the hard path, the uphill battle, the pain, because that's what purifies you. That's what sharpens you. You don't need more rest. You need more resistance. You don't need more comfort. You need more combat, and once you get that, once it clicks in your mind that this life is do or die, everything changes. You stop caring what people think. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop waiting for permission. You start moving like a beast with nothing to lose. You start attacking like a man on fire. You become the kind of person who changes everything around him, because he first changed himself. It's time to wake up. Time to rise. Time to burn the excuses, bury the fear, and kill the comfort. You don't get a second shot at this life. This is it. So you either dominate it or die forgotten. Let me know when you're ready to move to something new or want this formatted for video script or podcast content. Hint, you've been given time, the most valuable currency on this planet, and what you do with it will decide everything. Most people, they waste it. They sleep in like champions of laziness. They act like tomorrow is guaranteed. They act like success is a lottery ticket, and someday, somehow, they'll stumble across the winning number. That's not how this works. Success doesn't randomly show up. It's not a miracle. It's the result of discipline, pressure, and sacrifice stacked every single day. While the world is laughing, you're training. While they're relaxing, you're building. While they're waiting for the right time, you are the right time. It's not about motivation. Motivation fades. What matters is obsession, the type of obsession that keeps you up at night thinking about your goals. The kind that makes food taste bland and sleep feel like a luxury because you're starving for results. That hunger, the real raw hunger, that's what separates the top 1% from the sheep. People love to say, I want it. No, you don't. If you did, you'd already be working. You wouldn't be explaining your excuses. You wouldn't be seeking validation from people who haven't done anything with their lives. You'd be too busy creating a legacy so loud that even your enemies have to respect it. You know, deep down there's a version of you that's unbreakable, A version that doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, doesn't care what anyone says. But that version doesn't just show up. You have to build him. You have to suffer for him. You have to bleed for him. And until you do, you'll always be haunted by the gap between who you are and who you could be. That gap, that's the battlefield. And every day you either close it or let it grow wider. You can't call yourself a warrior and spend your day scrolling social media looking for motivation. You can't say you want to be a king and spend hours talking instead of doing. Kings don't talk, they conquer. They wake up with fire in their chest and purpose in their steps. They understand that life doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards execution. Ruthless, calculated, consistent execution. And if you're not executing, you're losing. If you're not pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible, then you're not even playing the real game. Look around. Everything is designed to make you weak, to distract you, to make you soft. Entertainment, cheap pleasure, fake praise, it's all noise meant to keep you sedated, while the real winners are moving in silence, stacking their wins. You've got to develop vision that slices through the fog. You've got to have a spine so stiff that when life hits you, it breaks around you. Not the other way around. People fold because they're made of paper. You've got to be made of iron. Pressure shouldn't scare you. It should excite you because pressure is what forges killers. It's what separates warriors from the weak. There's a code to life, a way this world works that doesn't care about your feelings. You either follow that code or you get crushed. The code says, work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Discipline beats dreams when dreams stay dreams. Sacrifice beats skill when skill gets lazy. That's the truth. You can't cheat it. You can't shortcut it. You can't fake it. Your results are a mirror reflecting your standards, and if you're not happy with the reflection, it's because your standards are too low. You need to move like your life depends on it, because it does. Every second is a decision. Are you going to step toward greatness or back into mediocrity? Most people tiptoe through life trying to arrive safely at death. They avoid failure, avoid discomfort, avoid challenge, and then wonder why their life feels meaningless. It feels meaningless because they've never earned anything. They've never fought for something with everything they had. That's where meaning comes from, not in comfort, but in combat. When you live like it's do or die, something changes in your soul. You stop apologizing for being intense. You stop explaining your ambition. You stop diluting your fire for people who don't have any of their own. You become surgical, strategic, focused. You become addicted to pressure because you know pressure births diamonds. Every rep in the gym becomes a promise to your future. Every early morning becomes a declaration of war. Every dollar earned becomes a brick in the fortress you're building, one that no man can tear down. And here's the part nobody tells you. It's lonely at first. When you break away from average, from the crowd, from the easy life, they'll call you crazy. They'll say you're obsessed, arrogant, too intense. That's what happens when sheep see a lion. They don't understand. They can't. But that loneliness is a gift. It's silence before the storm. It's the crucible where champions are made. When no one claps, when no one supports, when no one believes, that's when you build. That's when you find out who you are. You don't need cheerleaders. You need the fire inside of you to be hotter than any applause outside of you. Pain will visit you, that's guaranteed. Pain doesn't ask for permission. But suffering is a choice. You can use pain as a weapon, or you can let it bury you. You can either make pain your ally, or let it be your excuse. The ones who win are the ones who look pain in the face and smile. They say, "Is that all you've got?" And then they keep moving. That's how you become unstoppable, not by avoiding struggle, but by embracing it. You must stop waiting for the right mood, the right feeling, the right timing. That's weakness disguised as logic. Champions move regardless of mood. They don't need the weather to be perfect. They don't need permission. They move when it's hard. They move when they're tired. They move especially when they don't feel like it, because that's when it matters most. Anybody can work hard when they're excited, but very few can stay deadly when the motivation dies. That's the difference. That's what makes killers. This isn't about being better than everyone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. It's about waking up with discipline and going to sleep with pride. It's about pushing so hard that your past self wouldn't even recognize the man you've become. You've got to earn your future. No one's going to hand it to you. The doors to success don't open. they get kicked down. And if you don't have the strength, the focus, the grit to kick those doors down, then you better get used to watching other people live the life you want. People think it's about how much you know. No, it's about how much you do. Execution eats intelligence for breakfast. You can read all the books, watch all the podcasts, listen to every speech, but if you don't apply it, if you don't live it, you're just another pretender. Another faker talking a big game with nothing to show for it. The real ones are out there moving in silence, training, building, stacking wins in the dark, so that when the spotlight finally hits them, they don't flinch. They've already done the work. Your competition is real. There are men out there who want it more than you, who are training while you rest, who are studying while you party, who are grinding while you sleep. They don't complain, they don't hesitate, they don't beg for shortcuts, they execute, and they're coming for everything you say you want. So what are you going to do about it? You either raise your standard or you get left behind. You either go all in or get out of the way. This is not a game. This is not some fairy tale. This is life, and in life it's do or die. That means you either level up or get buried. You either evolve or get erased. No one cares about your feelings, no one's going to save you. You want the throne, take it, but understand that it comes with war, with blood, with a lifestyle that few can handle. And if you're not willing to pay the price, then don't even step into the arena. But if you're sick of waiting, sick of wishing, sick of being average, then now is the time to become the weapon you were born to be. No more doubt, no more distractions, no more compromise. From this moment forward, every breath, every move, every second must be purposeful. You walk like a man on fire, you train like a warrior, you speak with conviction, you build like a king, you live like it's do or die. Because that's exactly what it is. You've got one life, one shot, no reruns, no rewinds, just this moment, right now, staring you in the face, and you have a decision to make. Stay where you are comfortable, safe, predictable, or burn that old version of yourself to the ground and rebuild something unrecognizable, something dangerous, something legendary. The truth is simple. If you don't go all in, you're already out. If you don't take control, someone else will. If you don't fight like hell for your future, you'll be a slave to circumstance for the rest of your life. And when it's all said and done, nobody's going to care about your excuses. They'll only remember your results. So stop pretending, stop stalling, stop fantasizing. This is real life. This is the arena, and the clock's ticking. You can either let life beat you, break you, bend you, or you can rise. You can bite down, lock in, and swing back harder than life ever imagined. You can become a storm, a force, a king forged in fire. You don't need more time. You need more guts. It's do or die, and you're built to do.